Hey there. I just wanted to pop in real quick and give you some quick tips that I have had actually some questions asked of me from clients in the last couple of days. So I thought it would be something useful for everybody. They're sort of looking at the end of the year, wanting to know where their numbers sit, wanting to know whether they should be buying things to offset their taxes for next year. Or if you caught my earlier post that I did from one of my clients, Sarah Swain from the Great Canadian Woman, her funny little post that she had done with all the questions about the things that she knows she obviously can't write off, but it was a cute little farce. So I wanted to talk about a few things. I got a few notes if you see me looking down, just to go through a couple of things you're going to want to deal with or take care of before the end of the year, just to make sure everything's rolling smoothly. So number one is getting all your receipts dealt with. So I know that seems like a real pain, and it's ongoing, and it just takes a lot, right? But if you've got some really great tools, the ones I've talked about before, Hubdoc or Receipt Bank, it makes a huge difference, and it will allow that task to be a lot easier ongoing. So take a look at those tools, but get your handle on your receipts, because you're going to have to, on your expenses, because you've got to have that in place to be able to have accurate numbers, to be able to make your choices and decisions you need for the year end. Okay, so number two, make sure all your income's accounted for. So if you put all your income into your tracking method from PayPal, from Stripe, from wherever else it might come, from your invoicing, from your membership platforms, have you put it all in? And if you put it all in Canadian dollars, if you're Canadian, or is it in American dollars because you're charging in US dollars? When you're doing your taxes, you have to have that all in Canadian dollars. You cannot record it in US dollars. So know that. You have to record it all, and you have to track it all. So make sure you've got that piece, and you've got a listing of all your income and where it's from, and having that tracked. Piece of software makes it super simple because you can do it all year long without a lot of extra work. Number three, make sure you've got copies of all of your bank statements. Bank statements, PayPal statements, credit card statements, everything. Make sure you've got a saved copy of that somewhere, whether it's on Google Drive. If you're using one of our great tools called like Hubdoc that we use with all our clients, it automatically generates or gathers all those for you, so you don't have to worry about it. But make sure you've got those, because you'll need them if you ever get audited. It's sometimes really hard to go back and get those statements at a later date. They don't need to be in paper necessarily, but they do need to be able to be accessed if you need them. Number four, if you've planned on any big purchases for the upcoming year, take a look as to whether it might make sense, depending on what your profit is this year and where you're going to be sitting for taxes, whether it makes sense to actually initiate and get invoiced for that purchase, whether it's a course or it's a training, or whether it's a big tool or software or computer or something, whether that makes sense to purchase it in December to help you reduce your taxes this year. If you're going to buy it anyways, and you have, need some more expenses to reduce your income a little bit, then maybe it's worth buying it in December instead of waiting till January, so you can take advantage of the tax benefit right away instead of waiting a whole year for it. So worth looking at, but that's where having your numbers in place ahead of time, and by having someone help you, makes that really easy, because then you've got those numbers right there at your fingertips at all times, and you're not having to go scrambling and spend 2 weeks worth of work to get to that number, right? So that's the point of making sure you're sort of staying up with everything all year long. And the last one is what I'm doing a lot of right now, is people that have decided that they've had enough of what they're doing isn't working, the systems they're using aren't working, the people they're working with aren't working, or they have no system and they're like, oh my God, I'm not doing this again for another year. I'm not going through this again. This is the time. The December is the best time, although, it's a little crazy for us, crazier than we would like over the holidays, but no complaining. But what it is it allows you to get your piece of software, or whatever you're going to choose for your accounting software, get it started, and getting those electronic data pieces coming in from the banks and from PayPal and from your credit cards, and give yourself some time to play with it, to figure it out, to make sure everything's linking properly, to make sure all the transactions are coming in, and then hit the ground running January 1 without trying to catch up and do back data and pull things in later. So those are my top 5 things you should be looking at this month. And if you need any help with it, you know where to go. We are happy to help you. And that is all. I hope you have a fantastic Christmas holiday. I'll probably see you before that. But I wanted to just make sure that we shared our hopes for you to have some downtime with your family and friends. We're going to try and take a couple weeks off over Christmas. It might not be the whole time, but just enough time to get offline and really enjoy the people that we care about. So, challenge to you is get all those pieces in place, or if you need help, give us a call.